Hi, this is Kimball Bullington, and this is Management 6200 Lean Project Management. It's a course designed to help all of us who are managing projects in some way or another, quite often not as the main part of our job, but as just supporting our job. We all end up with temporary, important projects to manage at some point or another. And the structure of the course is basically 6 modules that use the Project Management Institute's format for or structure for managing a project. So we'll have chartering, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling and closing projects, and then finally managing project realities. In the course of the term, we'll have each of you bring a project from start to finish. I'm going to do the same thing. Already done, completed some projects that you can go back and look at my materials related to those projects, but I'll try to do a project live or pretty much at the same time that you're doing it as well during this course. And you'll be using, the assignments are related to your project, and so they'll be using particular tools. So for instance, charter is where we'll begin after we've selected a project, and so you'll create a charter for your project, and it probably won't be exactly the way that you like it the first time you create it. I'll also do that so you can look at mine and say, okay, this is basically how it's done. And we'll go through these different steps. Now, unfortunately, you really need to know some of the later tools before we get to the end of the course in order to manage your project during the semester. And so we're going to have to move some of those tools, at least a view of some of those tools, a little bit earlier than might be natural if we were just teaching the tools rather than actually using them to create a project. Now, I would people have used a lot of different types of projects, and I don't want to constrain it too much. I do want the project to be meaningful, and so for instance, I've had people suggest baking a new dish, and I said, that's not enough to be a project. That's really more like a task than a project. Now, if you were doing this for a restaurant and you had a number of trials and pilots, and you had taste testers, and you had a long rollout to actually serving in a restaurant, that would be a project. But just doing trying out a new recipe, that's not a project. So some of you have a project in mind, but you're thinking, I can't get this done by the end of the semester. And actually, you need to get it done several weeks before the end of the semester. So in that case, you may be able to scope down the project. So in some cases, just planning out a bigger project might be a project in and of itself. That's what I did in the fall of 2020. And you can take a look at that if you'd like. My Bicycle Across America plan. This is the course. There's no text. There is a reading that you can read for extra credit called Critical Chain, and I'll be posting more about that later. This is a very practical course. Some students have used the project in this course and have gotten a new job. Some students have gone from being an intern in a job to being full-time. Some students have been promoted because of the project that they completed in this course. So this is an opportunity. It's a very practical course, and I'm looking forward to going through it with you. So again, Management 6200, I'm Kimball Bullington. Welcome to the course.